What's going on? Welcome back to Fanatic Journey. So today I want to talk to you on Lucid. I want to go over some of the current data points, talk on why Lucid pulled back on Friday, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Always greatly appreciate that. And with that said, let's get right to it. So based on Friday, it did pull back 0.7%. A lot of volatility though, so 415 the low, 432 is the high, and a little low for volume. So 25.9 million shares were traded, 30.9 is the average. But then again, that's kind of normal for a Friday. And there wasn't any news that came out on Friday. So as you can kind of see, the last news was associated to the gravity, but there was a notice of effectiveness order that was submitted midway throughout the day. And that's ultimately just a rubber stamp from the SEC associated to this S3 update from November the 7th, where they were trying to register roughly around 265 million shares. So in reality, I think a lot of investors already knew that this was going to get passed, especially considering in S3, they're able to do any and all, whatever they want within the guidelines, which if I remember correctly was up to around 8 billion of a dollar value or whatever else. So I don't know, nothing really crazy. This wouldn't have really prompted a sell-off by any means. Rather, I feel like it was linked to technicals and that kind of point, but I'll touch on that in a second. I just wanted to share this with you because it's more of a fun Easter egg kind of thing, but the Lucid Gravity does have 6K displays, as does Apple. So in reality, there's another linkage for that, and it's kind of ironic that this last earnings that just passed was the first time that retail did not ask during those questions if they were working with Apple. It would have been kind of ironic and funny if this was the one time that they would have answered yes, but still, we can't dwell in the past. There's bigger and better questions out there, such as operations and just what are they doing for the stock price and whatever else. But I just wanted to point this out because I did find this kind of interesting as well. What recently came out was this. So they did post this on their YouTube channel. So it's the official world premiere of the Lucid Gravity. So I'm going to play this near the tail end of the video. For those of you that haven't seen it, it does have roughly around 75,000 views. So it is fair to assume that the majority of you did already see it. But for those of you that didn't, I'd highly suggest in watching it because it's a lot of good information. And plus you see Peter in a very positive light, although he is starting to look rather old. I don't know, maybe I'm just aging and just time is blending together, but to me, he came off very old in this presentation. Still, that's kind of beside the point, more of just something I've noticed. But regardless, even Derek Jenkins was very well informative and very well spoken, and I think this is how Lucid should really be acting during the actual earnings calls as well, because that one they don't really, I don't know, maybe they're just not good at giving negative news. They're good at sales essentially. I'm not really sure, but still, let's go over some of the data points, starting off with options. So $507,000 in calls being purchased versus 638 in puts. So with this information, people are still somewhat mixed. If anything, people are anticipating for it to pull back. Looking at some of the calls that happened on Friday, people are anticipating for it to be above 450 by the end of next week. Looking at the puts, people are anticipating for it to be sub $4. So you kind of have both extremes when it comes to that. But as I say time and time again, options activity is just merely a sentiment. It does not move the stock price, so just be aware of that. And when it comes down to shorts, they did return roughly around 1.51 million shares on Friday. 27.6% of the free float is being shorted, and 244.48 million shares overall are being shorted. Cost to borrow average is roughly around 20.7%, and through the interactive broker, short availability does indicate that there's around 1.4 million shares available to be shorted. So the way I analyze this information, by them returning on a red day, shows that they feel it's not really justified and that it should be going up. So once again, I'm going to talk on why it did pull back in my opinion. There was a new analyst rating that did come out, nothing really crazy. It was Bank of America, John Murphy, who does have a 53% success rating, just maintained their $7 price target. So clearly they like the gravity when it comes down to that. But regardless, it is still rather sad to see Bank of America giving $7 price targets, because they were the most bullish on Lucid from the get-go. Because keep in mind, Bank of America was the first partnership for Lucid, and that was for them to offer leasing, and that was, I think, came out early 2022 or something like that. So Bank of America and Lucid have been connected for quite some time, just they have started to lose hope, as you can kind of tell based on the price targets. But then again, I could be wrong. While I'm on Interactive Brokers, I just want to show you the latest Morningstar report. So it was updated, I believe, around a week ago. It shows a fair market value for Lucid just based on the assets being $8.87. So I just wanted to share that with you. If you are looking for a lot of good compiled information such as analyst ratings, forecasts, ownership, updated ownership, and all the other fun jazz, take a look at Interactive Brokers for all of this information and everything that you need to know, even the latest round of 13Fs. So you do see a ton of institutions increasing their position, especially a lot of the big names as well. One questionable one was right here. So good old Citadel, they increased roughly around 2.64 million shares. So now they have 2.7, but again, that's maybe a good thing, bad thing, I'm not really sure. With that new SEC rule coming into place during Q4, a lot of these institutions, if they do in fact have a short position, they'll have to disclose that during future 13Fs. So it'll be very interesting to see of these institutions who is shorting Lucid, because you don't get to have around 28% of a short interest if people aren't shorting it. So who knows, something definitely will come from that, and most likely I anticipate near the tail end of Q4, a lot of heavily shorted stocks such as Lucid, you'll see shorts start to kind of return some shares because they don't want to be caught with their hands bloody, essentially. So again, that's something just to potentially consider. And I've said that time and time again, I'm not saying Lucid is a short squeeze plays, because it definitely isn't, but it shouldn't be at 27 or 28%. Like, that's just rather too high in my opinion. So let me know your thoughts on that. So once again, to summarize, so this information is kind of optimistic, very bullish. This information is kind of mixed, if not a little bit negative. But let's talk on some technicals. So right now at $4.25, it is between this S1 and the pivot. So $3.94 is going to be that next strong support, and $4.59 is going to be that next strong resistance. Based on these data points right here, so a number of retail investors were slowly getting out a little bit on Friday. And looking at stochastic though, you do see a nice bullish sentiment is starting to form. As well, it is at 47, so that is considered kind of neutral. So it's not really overbought, it's not oversold, it's there. So in my opinion, I do feel it pulled back on Friday merely because of just the technicals. It did get very hot very fast, and in essence, I guess the gravity is coming out late 2024, or that's when they're starting production. So I feel like it was a combination of just the technicals as well as people just realizing that even though the gravity is absolutely epic. And also on a side note, I just wanted to share with you my last video when I went over some of the highlights. I did actually forget, a lot of people were kind enough to put it in the comments, but that Lucid price point of 80,000, based on that, it does qualify for the tax credit of 7,500. So I think that was a very brilliant idea coming out from Lucid itself to set it at 80,000 or less. But again, I just wanted to share that with you. Hats off to those that did leave comments based on all that, because that completely went right over my head. But once again, I do feel that it pulled back because that obviously is a 2024 catalyst. Kind of far out. People are still not necessarily that happy with Lucid and their recent earnings, and so once again, it's just more of a combination of that. Regardless, I did buy in on Lucid and average down. So I have Lucid in multiple different accounts, one of which is Wealthsimple. So my average at the time was around $5.69, and I got it down to $4.36. I was very, very happy. I bought in at $4.18 on Friday. So once again, as I've said in the past, I do realize that there's going to be a hell of a lot of volatility in the short term. But I do believe in Lucid's technology, bigger picture, and plus once I do play this near the tail end of the video, you'll kind of see exactly what I'm talking about. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I always greatly appreciate that. And give yourself a shout out. Did you buy? Did you sell? What have you been doing with Lucid as well? One final thing I just wanted to share with you, take advantage of this promo. This is one of the best promos out on the market. Just sign up for an account with Moomoo, throw $100 at it, and you get 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Plus you do get get 1 free share of SoFi. So for $100, you get 6 stocks plus any cash that you do have in this account. You're going to be earning 5.1% APY. So this is one of the best deals in the market. Link in the description below and also the comments. But without further ado, let's get right to ultimately what Peter and obviously this unveiling had to say. So while this does play, if there's anything that does stand out to you, let me know in the comments below.
Members of the audience, please welcome Peter Rawlinson, CEO and CTO of Lucid.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Thanks for joining me here today. Today marks a true landmark for Lucid, and it's the start of a bold new chapter in the history of the SUV. Now, Lucid's existence is based upon a fundamental mission to innovate and to develop truly groundbreaking technology. We've never been here just to jump on the EV bandwagon, because anyone can do that. We're here to advance EV technology that will in turn benefit everyone and to change the world for the better. We started off by redefining the electric sedan, and we've continued to relentlessly innovate ever since. Back in 2021, we delivered the Lucid Air, the longest range EV on the market, with an astounding 520 miles of range. And more recently, we launched Sapphire, our super sport sedan, which has been described as the best handling car in the world. The driving dynamic qualities of Sapphire are indeed reflected right across the whole Air range, and that's because driving pleasure is central to our brand and our very DNA. And indeed, Lucid Air has won countless awards: Motor Trend, World Luxury Car Awards, Powertrain. And now the Lucid Air range starts at just $74,900, representing truly remarkable value. Many people simply don't realize just how attainable Lucid ownership can truly be. So, what you're about to see today is the culmination of everything we've learned thus far to deliver a vehicle that will redefine the SUV in the electric age with the very best technology in the world. So I'm delighted to welcome you to this, the world premiere of our all-new, next-generation technological game changer, an unprecedented combination of the impossible. And here to reveal the Lucid Gravity to the world is our head of design and brand, Mr. Derek Jenkins.
Thanks, Peter. Hi, everyone. Before we talk about the future of SUVs, let's take a look back to understand how SUVs have evolved over the years. The first SUVs were loud, environmentally unfriendly, and did their best work off-road, ideal for fishing, farming, even camping. Fast forward to the next generation, they started offering more luxury, creature comforts, even became status symbols on the road. But they still drove like trucks. And when SUVs took off in the 90s, customers wanted even more space for people and cargo. And that's when they became gigantic and cumbersome, making them extremely difficult to maneuver around town. Then the crossover emerged, delivering new levels of on-road performance and handling. But it was at the cost of space and versatility. Today, we do have a wider range of SUVs, but somehow we still accept these compromises must be made. Well, compromise just isn't in Lucid's DNA. So when designing the Gravity, we challenged ourselves to deliver all the things that matter most to people in the modern age. Our miniaturized powertrains let us further expand passenger space to create up to 3 rows of spacious seating while giving you room for impressive cargo areas from frunk to trunk. The body was given a super sleek profile to maximize aerodynamic efficiency and range, We widen the wheel stance and provide incredible versatility in ride height to optimize both on and off-road performance. In addition to all that, we equipped it with technology that enhances the entire vehicle experience for body and mind. And with that, the silhouette you see before you offers more space for what matters, more range for greater freedom, more performance when it counts, and more intuitive luxury for both body and mind. We believe Gravity has everything that truly matters to the SUV customer. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Gravity. So let's take a closer look. Starting at the front, we have an upright, noble face with Lucid's iconic light blade up high and mouth down low, giving Gravity that sleek yet powerful look and making space for a huge frunk. The streamlined cabin tapers down to a long aerodynamic spoiler. Along the sides, we have very pronounced shoulders, giving it that unmistakably bold SUV stance. Around the back, we have Lucid's signature wraparound tailgate, which you'll notice the low, very large cargo opening to maximize utility. And of course, we have our expansive glass canopy, which provides an airy feeling inside and awesome views of the sky above. Moving to the interior, our 34-inch new curved OLED screen sits above our innovative new steering wheel, which gives you an uninterrupted view unlike anything else today. We call this the Clear View Cockpit. Below that, you can see our pilot panel and quick access touch bar with our beautiful all-glass center console that elegantly slides open to store all of your things. The expansive interior comfortably seats 7 with a flexible second row and a spacious third row that actually is designed for the majority of adults. Yes, that's a big deal, right? Plus, all of these seats magically fold flat and stow, giving you 112 cubic feet of space, including the frunk. As you can see, the Gravity is designed to meet all your people and cargo needs. I'm talking about 7 tall adults, a large suitcase, and 6 carry-on bags. Or 4 surfers and 4 surfboards, even 4 people and 2 mountain bikes. The space in Gravity is absolutely incredible. So next, let's take a look at some memorable moments with Gravity.
Wow. So watching that video, it's clear that Gravity has been conceived from the very outset as a true lifestyle vehicle. And that starts with an all-new aluminum-intensive platform. Now, it would have been tempting to simply base Gravity upon a Lucid Air platform, but that would have introduced unacceptable compromise. So therefore, Gravity has been designed as a thoroughbred SUV from the very ground up. And packed into this new SUV platform is the next generation of Lucid's renowned powertrain, comprising structural battery pack, drive units, and the Wunderbox. Widely recognized as the most advanced EV technology available today, bar none, designed and developed and manufactured extensively in-house, this system provides two profound advantages, namely miniaturization and efficiency. And collectively, these two attributes have truly transformative impact upon the vehicle and its value proposition to the customer. Now, top of many people's EV wish list, of course, will be range, and there are effectively two ways to achieve range. The first is to simply cram in as many batteries as possible. This is a horrible low-tech solution which can profoundly compromise the vehicle, and is sadly the approach taken by many others. We call this dumb range. But happily, there is an alternative. Lucid's approach is to develop cutting-edge EV technology, the most advanced motor and drive units available today, combined with our widely respected race-developed battery technology, which operates at an ultra-high voltage, because ultra-high voltage is the future. This enables a Lucid to travel further with less battery size than any other vehicles available today. And this truly is smart range. And this difference is so significant that Lucid Smart Range enables the Gravity to travel a range in excess of 440 miles with nearly half the battery size of some of our competitors. Yes, that's right, nearly half the size. And what does this mean? It means less energy used, far less of the Earth's precious minerals, less weight, a better driving experience, a more expensive interior, superior utility and practicality, lower running costs, and even faster charging. Phew. The list goes on. Our miniaturized electric power and drive units further produce interior space. They provide incredible comfort and luxury, yet being surprisingly compact externally. Look at the external dimensions of the car. It's really usable. And this truly is sustainable mobility in action. So these advancements collectively endow the Lucid Gravity with a groundbreaking efficiency for its class of 3.6 miles per kilowatt hour. Now, thank you. There's a widespread perception out there that all EVs are equally environmentally friendly. Let me tell you now, not all EVs are born equal. With twin drive units, Gravity will have a 0 to 60 time of under 3.5 seconds, coupled with a generous 6,000-pound towing capacity and a 1,500-pound payload. And that's ideal for everyday utility and lifestyle. And here is Gravity towing the latest generation supersonic passenger jet prototype out onto the runway. How about that? Furthermore, Gravity's zero-gravity air suspension provides the ideal bandwidth to meet your on- and your off-road needs. So Gravity embodies all of our learning, or the next generation of our tech, all of our loving attention to detail. It is the product that is set to redefine SUV in this new electric era. So before we let you all on stage to see Gravity for yourself, I'll turn it back over to Derek to discuss one of the most important distinguishing features of Gravity, its incredible luxury and experience. Derek.
Thanks, Peter, thanks. The tech in Gravity, it's just mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. And I'm happy to say that luxury goes beyond the surface with Gravity. We've designed a holistic human experience that not only caters to your senses, but also prioritizes your well-being. Let's start with the physical elements. Sustainability has always been at the center of every choice we make, from thoughtfully selected materials to intricate stitching and accents. Everything in the Gravity has been crafted with intention. And because we want you to feel more at home in the Gravity, we've created something we call Lucid Sanctuary. It's an innovative set of experiences designed to create a sense of harmony both on and off the road. So let's say you're at a charging station after a long day and you need to recharge yourself. Well, with Lucid Spaces, a single tap transforms your cabin through visuals, lighting, audio, even massage, immersing you in a soothing atmosphere of, I don't know, the Pacific Ocean, the redwoods, the desert, or whatever remote corner of the world you would like to escape to. And to take that sense of calm even farther, you can enjoy a guided meditation experience courtesy of our expert partners at Metatopia. It's like your personal space for mindfulness and well-being wherever you are. And for driving, we've created a feature to help ease digital overload of screens, because sometimes on the road, less is actually more. So when you need a little digital detox, Gravity reduces your displays to only the essential information needed for driving, creating that sense of calm and clarity. And that's just a quick glimpse into the holistic luxury experience that is Gravity. And of course, this is only the beginning. Through over-the-air updates, we plan on releasing many more exciting features to indulge your senses. So Peter, come tell them the biggest news.
So, thank you, Derek. And thank you all for joining us today to witness the global debut of Gravity. We're so excited to bring you our new and incredible SUV that encapsulates everything we've learned. Just to recap, Gravity is an all-new 7-seat SUV with exceptional space for all your people and your cargo needs. With incredible smart range in excess of 440 miles, more than any other electric car or SUV on the market today, other than maybe a Lucid Air, of course. With thrilling performance and world-leading technology without sacrificing maneuverability both on or off-road. With ultimate luxury to reward your body and mind. And the best part, ladies and gentlemen, all of this starts at less than $80,000. Less than $80,000. And, thank you, less than $80,000. And if the space in the vehicle wasn't enough, there is one more thing. I'd like to introduce you to frunking. Derek?
Just for the frunk of it.
So what you see before you is an electric SUV without peer compromise. It's now my pleasure to invite you to experience the draw of Gravity for yourself. Please join me. Thank you. Thanks so much. Hi. Please come and see me.